Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, guys. Hello. I do have treats. Today I thought we would talk about doing different stretches and things that they do for your horse and how they help. I figured Magic would be a very good boy for this video because he knows all his stretches and is very well behaved for them because he is very food motivated. So we're gonna, hello, if you couldn't tell, we're gonna start with some stretches called carrot stretches. They're called carrot stretches because you typically use a carrot for it, but you can use any type of treat really. And these are stretches primarily for their neck. So he is already ready for them. For the carrot stretches, you want them to keep their nose down, but you want them to stretch that neck. And you, by keeping their nose down, you're not just he's trying to cheat it, but you are trying to stretch all up and down that neck muscle. You see how he's turning his neck, trying to get that all the way throughout. And all I do is, for him, after doing it for so long, he's gotten used to where I can just point and he'll touch that spot with his nose, and I just try and get him to really give me that correct head posture for it, because he's just he loves the stretches, he loves the treats. So once I get that good stretch, you can see his neck getting that stretch there. You want to get that correct posture before I give it to him. You might notice while doing these stretches that your horse is weaker on one side or another, or more flexible on one side than the other. Good boy. So you want to do it on both sides. It's not going to do the horse very good to be stretched on one side and not the other. Hi. I know, you're hungry. So you make sure you're doing both sides, and he can also go a little farther back. Tap farther back on him, he'll go farther back, and that also helps stretch them out. And eventually, as your horse gets more flexible, they'll be able to do that. Yo, sweet boy. But this one is a lot harder for Magic. He's not as flexible. I do find that mares are typically a little better at this stretch and are a little more flexible, but it's just right in between those legs. And again, it's stretching out right here. In between the legs, no, right here. In between the legs, and you're pulling that treat back and that head down. You don't want to be pulling right here and pulling toward the chest like this, because that's just not very comfortable to the horse, even though they can do it. Now we're gonna move on to our different leg stretches. So different leg stretches have different benefits depending on the stretch, of course. I'm gonna pick up this front leg. And I'm gonna lift it up some, like this. Just a little bit, not too much, not forcing it forward. And then I'm just gonna gently pull it a little forward like that. And I might give it a little lift, but then I can feel him really releasing that tension right there, and I put it down back on the ground. I'm gonna ask him to lift up that leg again, and he can bend, and I'm gonna cross like this, and really get him to release the tension. You can also lift up and back, and I want him, he doesn't like the across stretch, but it's very good for a horse when they get to do that stretch. Okay, look at that. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side because you always do it on both sides. What you do on one side, you do on the other. Good boy. So now I'm gonna do that same thing on the other leg, but I'm gonna give you guys a better view. Here's a better view of that other leg, of that leg stretch. Okay, so I'm gonna lift up and I'm gonna give him that up motion, that forward, really stretching out his elbow, knee or elbow? What's this part? I don't remember. Then when I feel that release of tension, when I straighten it like this, I want to feel him releasing right here. Good boy. Pick up that leg again. I'm gonna give it a back stretch, easy, and I'm gonna put it across. And like I said, this is where you might find your horse has a less flexible side, and Magic's side is this one. So don't really try and push him too far on this side. I just do what he is comfortable with. The front leg stretches, they are really good for when you're tacked up. You want to stretch those front ones and really make sure that they can open up any wrinkles from that cinch and any places of discomfort. I'm pretty sure you might want to fact check me on that. Then our back ones is really good for giving that hip and stifle a good stretch. I'm bad at making sure I do my stretches before a run, and I'm trying to get better at that, but it's really good for when you are trying to keep up with your athlete. Easy. Good boy. I'm going to pick up that leg, and I'm going to let him release this tension right here and drop this back one. Stretch it out. Yep. Good boy. Let's go this way. I'm going to do that same thing for this other leg. Lift up. He's gonna lock it here for a minute, so I'm just gonna slowly ask for that. Slowly ask for him to stretch out. You're okay. Good boy. Slowly. And then when I feel that release, let him drop. I'm gonna put it down right here where it's crossed. Lower, relax. I'm gonna put that right there. Easy. Put that right there. Good. Really get him to loosen up right here. If you have any other videos that you would like me to do to see if I can help you with any problems, long form issues, I will make a video for that, guaranteed. As long as I'm able to find an answer for that. So please let me know if this helped you. If you have any other ideas, any questions or anything, let me know in the comments, and have a good rest of your day. You see the camera? Do you see the camera? Yeah? You see? No, not backing up. He can go a little further back with that stretch, like if I ask him. No, not backing up. We're gonna move on. Hi, baby. You're doing so good. Are you so good at stretches? Are you so good at stretches? You're not getting more treats right now. You're not getting any more treats. Oh, you're missing your cow going crazy. I'm gonna just pick up this front leg. Oh, that fell on me. Magic.